In 2023, a Fortune 500 company avoided $12 million in losses, not because of better management, not because of luck, but because a satellite spotted something 3 weeks before anyone on the ground had a clue. While your competitors are reacting to problems, some companies are preventing them entirely. Here's how. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed to Analyze Technologies that directly impact corporate profits, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's talk about what reactive management actually costs. Every year, companies lose billions to preventable disruptions, supply chain failures, climate damage, operational blind spots. The problem isn't lack of solutions, it's lack of visibility. Today, I'll show you 3 things that could transform your risk management. First, real cases where companies saved millions using satellite intelligence. Second, the technology that detects financial threats weeks before they materialize. And third, the actual costs and ROI for implementing this in your business. I've analyzed data from insurance firms, logistics companies, and agricultural corporations. What I found is a competitive advantage hiding in plain sight. Supply chain disruptions cost American companies $184 billion annually. When extreme weather hits, the average company loses $126 million per event. Here's the part that should concern you. 60% of major corporate losses could have been prevented with earlier detection. But here's how most companies operate today. Week 1, a problem starts invisible to your team. Week 2, it grows still invisible. Week 3, it becomes critical and you finally notice. Week 4, crisis mode, emergency response. Massive costs. By the time you knew there was a problem, you'd already lost millions. Sound familiar? While this is happening to most companies, others are operating completely differently. They see problems in week 1. They act before disruption happens. They turn potential losses into competitive advantages. The difference? They're looking down from space. Right now, satellites are orbiting Earth, capturing images of your facilities, your suppliers, your competitors' operations. Some companies are using that data to make decisions you can't even see coming. Let me show you 3 real examples of how this works in practice, and more importantly, exactly how much money it saved. Let's start with catastrophe prediction before the claim even happens. A major insurance company was bleeding money $45 million annually in unexpected catastrophe claims. Their problem was simple but expensive. They had no way to predict which properties were at highest risk. They were operating reactively, assessing damage only after storms hit, after fires spread, after the claims poured in. Then they implemented satellite-based infrared imaging. Here's what changed. Thermal sensors started scanning roofs across their entire portfolio, detecting heat signatures that revealed structural deterioration invisible from the ground, shingles lifting, water damage, weak points that would fail in the next major storm. The system identified 12,000 properties with deteriorating structures before any weather event occurred. But they didn't just collect data, they acted on it. The company launched proactive customer notification programs, offering subsidized repairs and preventive maintenance. Property owners who accepted the help reinforced their roofs before storm season. Those who declined, the company adjusted their risk models and premium structures accordingly. The results came fast. Within 18 months, catastrophe claims dropped by 34%, not because fewer storms hit, not because they denied valid claims, but because structures that would have failed were reinforced before the weather arrived. First-year savings, $15.3 million. Their investment in satellite data and analysis, $225,000 annually. That's a return on investment of 680% in year 1. By year 2, the system had paid for itself 7 times over. They went from reactive damage control to predictive risk management, and their competitors, still assessing damage after the fact, still paying out claims that could have been prevented. Now let's talk about seeing disruptions 3 weeks before they happen. A global shipping company with $2 billion in annual revenue had an expensive problem. Unexpected port congestion was causing delivery delays across their network. Every delayed shipment triggered penalty clauses in their contracts. The financial damage was mounting, millions lost quarterly to contractual failures they couldn't predict or prevent. Their solution? Daily satellite monitoring of 4 to 7 major ports worldwide. Not occasional snapshots, comprehensive daily coverage using synthetic aperture radar that works through clouds and darkness. The system counted ships, tracked container movements, measured yard capacity, and analyzed traffic patterns at every critical choke point in their supply chain. But the real breakthrough was the artificial intelligence layer. Machine learning algorithms analyzed historical congestion patterns against current satellite data, generating predictions 15 to 21 days in advance. 3 weeks of warning before ports became bottlenecks. 3 weeks to reroute vessels, adjust schedules, notify customers, and activate contingency plans. In 9 months, they rerouted 230 shipments before congestion materialized. Each reroute cost money, fuel, time, logistics coordination, but those costs were minimal compared to contract penalties. They avoided $8.7 million in late delivery penalties alone. But here's where it gets interesting. They didn't just save money defensively. They launched a premium service guaranteed delivery windows backed by their satellite intelligence. Customers paid extra for certainty. That new revenue stream added another $2.5 million. Total financial impact: over $11 million. Their annual investment in satellite monitoring and AI analysis: $450,000. They transformed from constantly apologizing for delays to confidently guaranteeing arrivals. Their competitors? Still reactive, still paying penalties, still losing customers to unpredictable service. Here's how one investment fund detected crop failure 6 weeks before harvest. An agricultural investment fund managed $400 million in crop futures across multiple regions. Their exposure was massive, and so was their risk. Drought conditions were threatening 15% of their portfolio. But traditional ground surveys took weeks to complete and were often too late to act on. They deployed multispectral satellite imaging across their entire portfolio. Every day, satellites captured data far beyond what human eyes can see. Chlorophyll levels, plant stress indicators, soil moisture readings beneath the surface using radar penetration. The key metric? NDVI, Normalized Difference Vegetation Index, which reveals plant health through reflected light signatures invisible to normal photography. 6 weeks before visible damage appeared, the data showed trouble. Crops that looked healthy from the ground were already failing at the cellular level. Infrared signatures revealed stressed vegetation. Moisture readings showed critical irrigation deficits. The algorithms flagged high-risk zones across their portfolio with precision ground teams couldn't match. The fund acted immediately. They repositioned $60 million in investments away from failing regions toward healthier crop zones. Traditional managers would have waited for visible confirmation. By then, losses would be locked in. Instead, this fund moved early. They avoided $12 million in losses from crop failures that materialized exactly as predicted. But they didn't just avoid losses, they captured gains. The regions they moved into delivered above-average yields. Additional profit for $1 million. Total positive swing, $16 million. The difference between massive loss and substantial gain, determined by seeing what others couldn't see. Their satellite and analytics investment, $320,000 annually. The advantage wasn't just financial, it was informational. While competitors relied on outdated ground reports, they had real-time intelligence from space guiding every decision. Notice the pattern across all 3 cases. Early detection window to 2 8 weeks of advance notice. The difference between prevented losses and emergency response costs, 10 to 15 times. Technology investment ranged from $50,000 to $500,000 annually. Returns measured in millions of prevented losses. This isn't experimental technology. It's not theoretical. It's proven, it's operational, and it's happening right now. So what's actually making this possible? It's not just satellites, it's what happens after the image is taken. 3 technologies work together to turn orbital imagery into actionable intelligence. First, satellite imaging technology. Modern commercial satellites use multispectral sensors that capture data across visible light, infrared, and radar frequencies. Resolution has reached 30 centimeters. You can distinguish individual vehicles, equipment, and structural details from space. These aren't occasional snapshots. Satellite constellations provide daily coverage of the same locations, sometimes multiple passes per day. And synthetic aperture radar operates regardless of weather or darkness, maintaining continuous monitoring when optical systems can't function. Second, artificial intelligence does the heavy lifting. Computer vision algorithms analyze millions of images, identifying anomalies that human analysts would miss or take months to find. Machine learning models compare current conditions against historical baselines, detecting subtle changes that signal emerging problems. The system learns what normal looks like for your specific operations, then flags deviations automatically. Natural language processing converts complex data into clear alerts. What changed? Confidence level, recommended actions. Third, integration platforms connect satellite intelligence to your existing systems. APIs feed data directly into ERP systems, risk management platforms, and decision workflows. Real-time dashboards present information in formats non-technical managers can act on immediately. Automated alert systems route notifications to appropriate decision makers based on severity and type. You don't need a team of satellite imaging specialists. The technology translates orbital data into business intelligence your existing team can use. These 3 layers, imaging, intelligence, and integration, work together seamlessly, transforming raw satellite data into early warnings that save millions. Let me walk you through the actual workflow from satellite image to business decision. Step 1. Data acquisition. A satellite passes over your monitored area. Could be your facilities, your suppliers, your supply routes, whatever assets matter to your business. It captures multiple data types simultaneously: visible imagery, infrared readings, radar measurements. This happens daily, sometimes multiple times per day depending on your coverage plan. The data transmits to ground stations within minutes. Step 2. AI analysis. Algorithms immediately compare the new image against baseline data and historical patterns. The system knows what normal looks like for your specific operations. It detects changes outside normal parameters: temperature variations, structural shifts, vegetation stress, traffic pattern changes, whatever metrics matter for your risk profile. Anomalies get flagged automatically. Risk scoring assigns priority levels based on severity and confidence. Step 3. Alert generation. The system doesn't just flag problems, it explains them. Alerts include what changed, where it changed, confidence level of the detection, and recommended actions based on similar historical events. Everything translates into plain language. No satellite imagery expertise required to understand the implications. Step 4. Human decision. A manager reviews the alert with full context: current data, historical comparisons, supporting imagery, risk assessment. They decide on intervention, reroute shipments, inspect facilities, hedge positions, adjust insurance coverage, deploy maintenance teams, whatever response fits the situation. This decision happens weeks before the problem becomes visible through traditional channels. Step 5. Outcome tracking. The system monitors whether alerts led to avoided losses. ROI gets calculated automatically. Machine learning improves future predictions based on which alerts proved accurate and which actions proved effective. You might be thinking this sounds expensive or complicated. Here's the accessibility reality. Entry-level monitoring runs $2,000 to $5,000 monthly for specific high-value areas. Enterprise solutions covering broader operations cost $50,000 to $150,000 annually. Custom Fortune 500 implementations with comprehensive global coverage range from $300,000 to $800,000 per year. But compare those numbers to what you're protecting against. One supply chain disruption averages $4 million in losses. A single catastrophe insurance claim runs $500,000 to $5 million. One failed commodity investment, $10 million or more. Typical payback period for satellite intelligence systems, 6 to 12 months. The question isn't whether you can afford this technology, it's whether you can afford not to have it. Different industries, same competitive advantage. Let me show you how this plays out across 5 major sectors. Manufacturing. Monitor your supplier facilities for weather events, structural damage, operational disruptions. When a key supplier's factory shows signs of trouble, you know before they tell you, sometimes before they know themselves. Activate backup suppliers. Adjust production schedules, manage inventory proactively. Typical savings: $2 to $8 million annually in disruption costs avoided. Construction and real estate. Track project progress remotely, verify compliance with timelines, assess property conditions without site visits. Insurance companies use this for underwriting. Developers monitor construction milestones. Result: 15 to 20% reduction in project overruns and disputes over completed work. Energy and utilities. Pipeline monitoring detects leaks, illegal tapping, vegetation encroachment on infrastructure. Refineries monitor for equipment deterioration. Solar and wind farms track performance across distributed assets. Infrastructure protection alone saves $5 to $15 million annually for major operators. Maritime and trade. Global fleet visibility shows you where every vessel actually is, not just where transponders say they are. Predict port congestion before it impacts your shipments. Optimize routes based on real conditions. Companies see 8 to 12% reduction in total logistics costs. Finance and investment. Generate economic indicators from space before official data releases. Verify physical assets backing loans and investments. Track commodity production, storage levels, construction progress on development projects. Funds using satellite intelligence report 5 to 7% improvement in portfolio performance compared to traditional analysis alone. If this makes sense for your business, here's your implementation roadmap. Phase 1, Pilot Program, months 1 through 3. Choose one high-impact use case, your biggest preventable loss or highest value asset at risk. Select a focused geographic area or specific set of assets to monitor. Work with a satellite data provider on a proof of concept. Investment at this stage: $10,000 to $30,000. Your goal isn't full deployment, it's proving value with real data from your actual operations. Phase 2, Integration, months 4 through 6. Connect satellite intelligence to your existing workflows and systems. Train your team on interpreting alerts and executing response protocols. Establish ROI tracking metrics so you can quantify exactly what you're saving. Investment: $20,000 to $80,000. Goal: operational capability where your team uses this intelligence naturally in daily decision-making. Phase 3, Scale, months 7 through 12. Expand to additional use cases and geographic coverage. Optimize alert thresholds based on what you've learned, reducing false positives while maintaining early detection. Build institutional knowledge across your organization. Investment varies based on scope, but you're scaling proven value, not experimenting. Goal: full deployment where satellite intelligence becomes standard operating procedure for risk management. Start small, prove value with one critical use case. Scale fast once ROI is demonstrated. Don't try to monitor everything on day one. Focus on your most expensive preventable loss and show your CFO the numbers. Then expand from there. Here's what matters: While we've been talking, satellites captured images of your facilities and competitors. Some companies are using that data to make better decisions than you right now. The math is simple. Investment of tens or hundreds of thousands, prevented losses in millions, payback in 6 to 12 months. This isn't visionary, it's good business. Share this with your risk team. Subscribe for more bottom-line intelligence. And comment, what's your biggest preventable loss?